Hey, listen, the main thing I want this podcast to be about, okay, is about us being friends, all right, and we fucking
Hey, oh man, welcome back to the 2A Brotherhood podcast. Dude, that intro takes me back to when we first started, man.
Right.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, we have a special guest with us tonight, White Rambo, Jason Ewing. We really appreciate you coming on. It's been a while since we had our podcast, so let's get it all out of the way. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all that stuff. But Jason Ewing, thank you again for joining us, the White Rambo. The floor is yours. Take some time to introduce yourself.
Howdy, everybody. Much love, fam. It's nice to meet everybody. I'm kind of new around these parts, but I plan to be more a part of things in the future, hopefully. Popping in and checking out what you guys got going on. I'm really liking the vibe. It seems like we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really stoked, man. We always, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had one of these things. The last two got canceled because of the weather. So yeah, this is the first one of the year, everybody. So and we got a great guest. So my first question: You're White Rambo. Is there a Black Rambo?
Oh, yeah, there's absolutely a Black Rambo. He gave me my name.
No, he gave me the name of God.
Is Black Rambo Jamie?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Is the I was gonna say is the Black Rambo Jamie Foxx?
Is he who?
Oh,
Jamie.
Jamie Foxx.
I don't know why he said Jamie Foxx.
yeah, I don't know.
No, it's not Jamie Foxx. I got a picture of him if you need to see him.
Is that homeboy on YouTube?
No, it's Wesley Snipes with a gun and a bat in his hand.
Oh, homeboy with the dreads.
Black Rambo.
Yeah, I think I've seen him before on videos. Or
Yeah.
something.
I saw him shoot. I saw him shoot that. It's like a single bolt action 50 cal, and then he had like a fully automatic like Desert Eagle or something.
Man, he's got crazy stuff, man. He's got stuff that I dream about having. He's got some crazy stuff. I mean, gold plated everything, and two of them probably. You know what I mean? But he got kind of YouTube famous back in the day from bringing out all his guns, and he was a rapper. He's still a rapper, but I think he's kind of retired, semi-retired, you know. But they used to call him Trouble Man way back in the day, you know. And I just always been a fan, you know. I think he's a cool guy. I mean, I've met him several times, and I mean, I always have a blast whenever he's around. I mean, I always have a blast anyway, but me and him together, we're trouble. No doubt.
Yeah, he has some pretty good videos, and I like his vibes too because he always pumps up the the energy of like whatever he's about to shoot, and then he like gives it like his little crazy review. But yeah, man, I love his stuff too. He's got like the coolest guns, like stuff you wouldn't, you never get a chance to fire, but dude, really cool guy.
Do you freestyle too? Do you rap, man?
And totally approachable too, you know. Like I mean, just you know, you meet some celebrities and stuff, and I'm gonna use that term, you know. But you meet them, and really they just want to get you out of the way. That man right there doesn't make you feel that way. You know what I mean? He'll take the time to talk to you, you know, and really share his knowledge.
And that's what I love about the 2A community because that's like, it's the same sentiment with the 2A community. Everybody's like, it's a brotherhood, right? It's just one big brotherhood.
Yeah. We either stand together or we fall apart.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's how we came up with the name. we were just trying to bring everybody together. And then, like, when we first started this, Jason, we were
They
looking
didn't
for.
want to use the one I came up with.
Whoops, I'm on YouTube. Great. Sorry. But anyway, we were looking for training in Maryland, because all we had was just indoor ranges around us. And we started this, just, four friends didn't care. You know what I mean? We like guns. Let's talk about politics and all the ridiculousness things. And then we got a guest, and then he was a shooter, and then it's just cascaded from there. We've had grandmasters, masters, all different kinds of people on here. It's been really fun.
Well, I grew up in Maryland. I grew up in Northeast Elkton, lived in Perryville for a while, lived in Delaware. We was probably running around the same stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's wild. Yeah, I've been around Perryville, and man, that's crazy. Wow, what a small world.
Yeah.
You probably already knew that, right, Dimitri?
Yeah. I've been around it.
You already, yeah. But dude, that's pretty cool. And so, it's been what 2023, I think, when we started, and here we are today. But
What? I don't mean to cut you off.
That's right, I know where this is.
Yeah. MD.
MD Arsenal.
Uh-huh.
I got a couple friends out there. Pretty good people.
Have you ever heard of that, Frog? You said yeah.
Rob, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, where did you say all the hookers be in Texas?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
In Houston?
In Houston.
I can't remember the street name, but I used to go to dive school, commercial dive school, to be an underwater welder. Right down the street where they all used to walk the block and everything. And there was a gas station right next to where my dive school was. And outside that gas station was a taco truck. Best tacos you'll ever get in all of Texas. And man, these girls midday would be walking out to this taco truck and just be chilling, walking out in front of like this gas station. Their pimps would be hanging out near this gas station and chilling.
Tacos.
You know.
Lot lizard.
I just want a taco.
Yeah, we'd go there for lunch for tacos and get offered something else, another type of taco. That roast beef taco.
Fish taco.
Yeah, a little fish taco.
All right.
Smells like double shift.
This is a great way to kick off the podcast.
Right? The lot lizard.
Yep, tacos and hookers, man.
Hey, lot lizards are totally different. Okay.
Hey, we have to re-enlist if we're gonna do that.
Bro, the second draft is coming, so you won't have a choice.
Don't be disrespecting the lot lizards, okay? All right, those are respectable women that are in our truckers' company.
Hookers with a heart of gold, right?
They keep the trucking industry alive, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Don't those aren't your normal, just everyday processes, okay? You don't disrespect lot lizards like that, okay? Those are fighting words, all right?
Are they platinum?
Yeah, man, those are top tier, okay? Top tier.
Hillary Clinton looks like a lot lizard.
That may be true.
Somebody go get a soundbite of that. That's just gonna go viral.
Who do you think their boss is?
I'm sorry if I
First clip
She's the lot lizard leader.
All right, what were you saying to me?
All right, so back to on a more serious note. Go ahead, Dimitri.
No, so oh man.
Dimitri's thinking about prostitutes.
I'm really interested in the second question. Is what I'm interested in.
All right.
The second question? Do you think most people are truly prepared, or are they just telling themselves they don't?
Are you talking about like doomsday kind of thing, or
Is it my turn? Or you want me to wait?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know.
are you talking? Is that like a doomsday kind of thing?
Okay. So in my opinion, you're never prepared. The only thing you can do is mentally, physically prepare as much as you can, and you might have a chance. That's the thing about preparation. It doesn't guarantee you anything. You see what I'm saying? No matter what you do, there's going to be holes in the plan, and you're going to have to come up with a plan B. That's one thing Marines are really good at. You know what I mean? Because we get thrown into shit a lot. And I'm telling you right now, you better have a plan B. I create a fail-safe to everything, and then I create a fail-safe to that. That's my plan every day of my life. That's how I live. And the thing is, if I'm running a race, right? Let's say we're running a race. You ever get to the end of the race, PFT, whatever it may be, and you feel like you could have done better? I hate feeling like that.
Mhm.
I hate that more than anything in this world. I hate feeling like I could have done better. So when I talk about prepping and stuff like that, it's about trying to make a fail-safe for everything that can go wrong, and then planning a fail-safe for that as well.
Gotcha. Well, what was the moment that made you start prepping?
I mean, I've always kind of been a prepper. I've always liked to have extra of like food, water, anything that I consume, beer. I'm gonna have extra. You know what I mean? But okay, being in third world countries, being in Liberia, and seeing how bad things are there, and then you see natural disasters and things like that happen here, and then you realize we're not that far apart. If you really look at the brass tacks of it, if you look at what you need, even just this last week, like I said, I was without power for 108 hours, right? In 5-degree weather. You know what I'm saying? So that really turns things up a notch. And I used to have a wood stove when I lived in Washington, right? I don't have a wood stove anymore. I had 2 infrared heaters going. I had a little buddy heater. I ran out of propane like 4 days in. You know what I'm saying? So the propane heater was out of the way. Couldn't use that anymore. You know, one of those little buddies that you can get. Those things are lifesavers, man. I would suggest everybody get one because whatever you have, it can break. You know, anything can have a catastrophic failure. Your engine, your generator, anything. You know what I mean? Everything breaks. If one of those infrared heaters would have broke last week, I would have been in a world of hurt. You know, and we kept closing up the house more. But then you got to be careful because your pipes are going to bust and everything. You know what I mean? I mean, we invested in these damn homes and everything, or you know, whatever, and you got to make sure you preserve that, right? You got to keep that temp up in that house so that you don't lose everything. You know, people don't realize how close we are to that type of environment though until they're in a really bad situation. You know what I mean? And you go to the store and the things aren't on the shelves. Even today, I went out to the grocery store. I drove an hour from here because I knew there would be better resources, right? No cheese, no eggs, no milk. You know what I mean? All the stuff that you use to cook with, especially if you cook at home. I cook at home a lot. You know what I mean? I don't like to eat out a lot. I like to eat out every now and again, but I like to eat, you know, good wholesome food that doesn't have a bunch of preservatives in it. You know. You can't do that right now because you're not going to have eggs. You're not going to have, you know, all the fundamentals. They're not there. So if you weren't prepped up to some degree, you're going to be in a world of hurt. You know what I mean? Day one of whatever apocalypse may be. I call it snowpocalypse the other day. You know what I mean? Because that's what we were facing. You know what I'm saying? Because in Tennessee, they don't got no snow removal. You know what I mean? The roads are what they are. And we got an inch of ice on top of like 3-4 inches of snow. So everything was an ice skating rink from here, and then trees. It sounded like a shooting range out here because the trees were freaking exploding because the sap in the trees got so cold that it made the trees bust apart. But I thought somebody was shooting. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, "What is going on? Who's shooting right now? Is there coyotes going crazy or something?" It was the trees. It was the trees blowing up.
That's loud as hell too when they snap pine trees and shit.
going back
Yep.
to what you're talking about real quick. So during this like snowstorm we got, I was seeing a lot of videos. I have a generator that will power the majority of my house. It'll power about like 80 to 90% of my house, enough to run the heater, the refrigerator, you know, some lights, TV, stuff like that. I was seeing videos of people that were like panic buying generators. And I was just thinking, like, after the snowstorm, they're gonna try to return it, and why? Like, having that preparation. I remember back in 2021, I lived in Virginia with my my wife, and we lost power for 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and we were making soup out of candles. We were putting little pots on candles and just making soup out of it, and heating up tortillas and stuff like that, melting cheese, just to get by. And we were finding ways to keep it warm, but it's adapting and overcoming obstacles and being able to think on your feet. But a lot of people just panic buy shit and can't really sustain if stuff really happens and goes down.
Yeah, especially if you got to bug out. You know, what if your house gets hit with a tree and it takes your roof out? You can't stay there. You know what I mean? I mean, I've seen whole houses destroyed by a tree. You know, and the thing is, when you have a natural disaster like this, it's not something's going to get fixed next week unless you can do it yourself. Because you're going to call a contractor and he's going to say, I'm 6 months out.
Yeah.
You can tarp it and stuff, but then you're going to have a hard time keeping the heat in. It's going to be a situation of crisis real fast.
And being able to prepare and adapt and overcome is a main priority, and I think doing everything you can to be prepared. That's why I fully support having generators at home. I fully support always keeping your fridge stocked. You know, it doesn't matter when you're having a storm or if we're having anything. You never know what's going to happen.
No, and the storm can take a turn. You know what I mean? We've got another one coming. There's a nor'easter coming or whatever, and you guys probably do too, right? We don't think we're going to get hit, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Only God knows.
Yeah, the crazy
I'm
thing
ready
is,
today, grabbing all the stuff I can grab so that I'm ready in case if it does. You know,
So let's say right now someone's like, all right, I want to get ready for the next storm, or just start prepping in general. Like, what's the first steps that they should take?
Put one in the chamber.
I mean, for me, I would say make sure you got plenty of fuel, make sure you got a generator, make sure you got a backup heat source, because like I said, having just one, that's not going to cut it in these temperatures. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if either the generator or one of the heaters would have went down, we would have been screwed. I mean, I'm sure I would have found a way, but it wouldn't have been easy. You know what I mean? We would have been going on playing F or something. You know what I mean? It would have been bad. But that's why today I went and got another infrared heater to keep on the back burner. I can't afford another generator right now because the one I want's like $1,000. You know what I mean? I just can't throw one around willy nilly. But I did things like this. I got another propane tank, and then so for those little buddy heaters, you can get a hose that goes to a big like 20-gallon tank, and you can run that thing hard, man. You know, I used to heat my whole garage when I had a pole barn at my last house, and I used to heat the whole pole barn with it so I could go out there and work and everything. You know. So, I mean, and you can get those torpedo heaters and stuff too. They're a little bit more dangerous because they breathe a little bit more CO2 and stuff. So you got to make sure you got a CO2 detector, you know, stuff like that. But have a backup plan because you don't want your family to, you know, I mean, being cold is not comfortable, man. I mean, everybody knows that, right? Anybody that's done cold weather training, man, that burns. You know what I mean? You feel that sting for a minute, even long after you're warm. You know what I mean? You'll be standing in the hot shower after you get done that cold weather training, and you'll be shaking. You know what I mean? Just shaking. But
I think.
Yeah, for me, it's always my hands. Like when I worked outside as an electrician in the winter, it was like because you can't wear gloves because you can't feel anything.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? And my wife bought me the Milwaukee heated jacket with the heated pockets, and I would just run those. I didn't care about the rest of it because I had so many layers. But I would just stick my hands in there, get them warmed up, and then start working again, and then just keep doing it throughout the day.
I hate wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to, though.
Sometimes you got to,
Me
though.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things about preparation also, and this could be just a bias for me because of how I was raised and grew up, but being able also to like fix stuff, going back on generators. If you're looking for a generator, people in situations of crisis are gouging the shit out of those prices because they have an extra one. And they're looking for money or they're looking for resources. But being able to go and find a junk one and fix it, or like you said, not everyone has money to throw around $1,000 for a generator. Well, a good option is to buy a really nice generator that doesn't run and fix it and work on it. It's a big option. And
you can even buy a whole motor swap at Harbor Freight for a lot of these, and you can just swap that motor out. You know what I mean? You could just take that bad motor, huck it to the side, take that brand new Predator motor, which is a Honda clone, and hook it up, and really you could have a decent generator at almost anything if the rest of the components are good.
Yeah, there's tons of options, but being able to do it yourself and work on it and having the ability to, and again, that might be a bias for me because I'm a mechanic by trade. I work on heavy equipment. I work on my own equipment, and so it could be something to where I'm leaning that way, but I really feel that's something that everyone as preparation should be able to learn and should try to learn.
It's not a bad thing. I'm a carpenter by trade. I mean, I dabble in everything. I built a go-kart before, so I mean, I have small engine experience. Diesel mechanic, I'm not any good there. But that's a whole other ball game. But small engines and stuff like that, most of that I can handle. Anything carpentry wise, I can knock that right out of the park. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and even like experience, carpentry. Like my neighbor, he does carpentry work, and he'll have mechanical stuff he needs me to help him with, and tit for tat stuff. I had a guy install, give me a bunch of stuff and install stuff to run outlets outside my house. He needed welding done. I'm a welder too. So I sit there and help him out. He helps me out and stuff. So just being able to learn those things, but also having resources to have people around you that can do it in exchange for other work.
Well, you need to move to Tennessee right down the road here. I could use you for some help with some projects, but we'll talk about that on the other side.
He's him and Rob.
I got you, brother. Hey, whatever you need, send it out to me. I'll get you taken care of.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we gotta.
It's something where I've always felt passionate about doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I love.
Yeah, we'll get your lawnmower running.
I mean, I love it. You can learn from each other things, and you can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And hopefully, when we're fixing my lawnmower, you can actually teach me things, because I know how to do brakes and change oil, but that's about it. And you know what I mean? I've never been a car guy or anything like that. So, but like Austin said, you should know those things.
It's handy, man, and that's part of why I learned some of the things I learned in life.
Yeah. I don't blame anyone for not knowing, because it's kind of.
Well, and you can't know everything, right? Like we're all kind of learning this whole internet thing, getting all this stuff down. I mean, there's a lot to learn before you can even get on one of these streams and do this stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot to learn even about this stuff that we're still figuring out. And together, we're figuring it out somehow.
Well, we have Josh.
That's why community base is really important.
Is the tech guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Josh helps out with the tech aspect of everything. He's the one that we sat like for 2 hours trying to troubleshoot the new soundboard that I got because it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
But we figured it out. So there he is. So like one
Yes,
thing,
we eventually got it to work.
and it was because it's Chinese crap. So it's ass backwards. But what's one thing that like the common person usually is missing in their household besides a firearm? Because a lot of people don't have a firearm.
Well, they're messing up. but I would say the biggest thing, you probably don't have enough water.
Mm.
You know, you're gonna have to flush your toilets and stuff. You know, at least a couple times a day. You know, that's peeing on a poo and pooping on a pee. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to flush that stuff. You're gonna want that going. And right now, you got to be careful too. You don't want to flush too much because if you get too much water, like I got septic tank here, that can cause problems too. That can freeze. And then you're gonna have sewage backing up into your house. You know what I mean? So you got all these things, but water. You know, you need water to wash your hands. You need water to wash your body. You need water to, you need it for so much. If you got pets, they need water. You know what I mean? So all that's gonna be draining your water supply. And there's a lot of things you can do, like the toilet water. I mean, if it's snow, you can take that snow, pack it in buckets, bring it inside and let it melt, or catch it as it's coming off your roof, because it melts on your roof a lot of times before it melts anywhere else because your house is warm and the sun's beating down on it. Set some buckets outside, catch that water into buckets or like Rubbermaid totes or whatever you got. Catch that water. You're going to need it to flush them toilets. You know what I mean? Unless you've got a water source nearby, then you might not have to worry. But you're going to use a lot of water in 108 hours. We probably used, I'm going to estimate, we probably used 8 5-gallon buckets of water. And I get these, I make mixed drinks with Hawaiian Punch, orange juice, and Tito's or moonshine, right? That's my drink. It's called a beautiful sunset, I call it, because if you layer it, it kind of looks like a sunset. You know what I'm saying? Wow. But I take all those Hawaiian Punch jugs and fill them with water and take them and put them out in my shed. Now, before the snowstorm came in, I went and brought them in because they would have been frozen, right? I took those, brought them in. I had maybe 10 of those, right? And then I had 8 or 10 5-gallons. I had actually some of them were 6-gallon buckets because they're fermenter buckets, but one way or the other. Get whatever buckets you have, fill those full of water. I've got 2 bathrooms in my house. I put them in the tub, the extra tub that we don't really use. That way, if I spilled anything or whatever, it wasn't, it was going down the tub. You're going to use a ton of freaking water if, you don't have water. If you're on a well, the well's not going to work if you don't have power unless you've got a big generator. If you're on city water, that shit can fail. I would plan for everything the government has anything to do with to fail. That's what I would. This is my advice to you. If government is behind it, plan for it to fail. Maybe it won't, but I would say probably at some point it will, because they're going to scrape the top off the funds, and then shit's going to go to hell. The Leering Center needs that money.
One of the things people are saying now that is they want to do a federal income strike because of the fact that they lost $40 billion. So obviously, if you have $40 billion to lose and just not know where it went, I think you got too much money.
I bet you that's a really low estimate.
I think that was just.
I'm going to go ahead and bet by the $80 hammers that I've seen at Walmart for $10 that were going in our OE254 antennas back in the day. That is a very, very low ball estimate.
Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to touch back on water. You said that water is really important. What's crazy is a lot of states, I know Maryland, you can't collect rainwater for potable use. You could use it to like flush toilets, stuff like that, but you can't collect it for like drinking or anything like that. And me being on city water, it's crazy because it's like if it fails or anything happens, I'm shit out of luck, and I'm legally not allowed to collect rainwater as a backup
That was also the
because they
case
can't
in
tax
Washington
it.
State. But you know what I tell my wife? I say that thing you say, that's a funny word.
Legally can't.
Because Marines don't
Legally.
do can't. Marines don't do can't.
Legally can't. I physically can, but legally can't.
What they don't know won't hurt them. Just like we don't know what happened to all that fucking money that Maryland lost. Yeah, what the fuck happened to that?
Westmore
California
went
is
to-
burning, making a high-speed train.
They
the
also
bullet
said
Maryland
Maryland
was
doesn't
talking
have
about
an
doing it
open air
too.
drug market.
Westmore was talking about doing it for a second too, and then he realized he didn't have no money.
Talking out his
because he
ass.
spent it all on his yacht.
Right.
He
I'm
was
gonna
in
build a
freaking
high-speed
Italy.
train out back.
Oh, you don't have one? I'm already thinking about building it.
I'm gonna
All
be
you
in Maryland
need
in like 10 minutes.
All you need is a power wheels and some crystal meth, right?
I'm gonna be in
Fuck
Maryland
that! I
in
get a
10
wheelbarrow
minutes.
and some.
I'll
I
see
need a
y'all in
wheelbarrow and
15.
some crystal meth.
You can astro project here then.
I'm pulling up. What you got in that cup, man?
A little bit of whiskey.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
really
running out of
drink.
beer. I'm gonna have to make a run in a minute.
Yeah. I really don't drink too much nowadays, but you know,
Hey,
we
I'm
have
celebrating getting power back, man.
Hey,
I
if you
celebrate
gotta make
with
a
you,
run,
man.
I got some Adderall and a Red Rider wagon. You could hop on in.
What about the Red Rider BB gun?
It
You'll
feels
What kind of
good
whiskey?
being
while I'm
back.
pulling.
It feels good being back on the podcast. It feels like you pussy, man.
I'm having fun.
Wait, what kind of whiskey are you drinking?
Me?
Yeah, your name's Rob.
I didn't hear it. But yeah, I decided to try this.
Mm-hmm.
It's cheaper, but it's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I've had that before. It's
I've been
smooth.
liking that whiskey.
Mhm.
The rye.
I got a couple of them. I bought like a sampler pack recently. And there's a bunch of them. I've been sipping on them here and there, but they're tasty, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
Definitely,
one.
they're tasty.
nothing like a good whiskey, man. Like I was surprised by this in the price. I was like, damn, like all right,
I got to step up my game.
right.
Nah, the guy at Euro Liquors, you got to ask him, like, what's the cheap good whiskey? That dude has never failed me.
Yeah.
Anytime I asked him, like, give me, like, I'm looking for a new whiskey that I've never had before. It's not too expensive, but it's really good, and he's never failed me.
You know what I've been digging too is that hazelnut rum that Mark and Digger from the Moonshiners guys make.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's good in coffee.
Hmm.
Is hazelnut rum? Put a little shot in there. Oh man,
He getting Irish.
uppers and downers.
He had to stay warm, everybody. He had to stay warm. He didn't have any power.
It's been cold.
I was home. There was nothing to do.
Almost a
It's
downer.
Saturday.
I had to fill the generator.
Right.
So Josh, it says we're live on Rumble, except there's no picture. So we got to figure that out after all of this.
Maybe it should.
So I got a question for you, right? So I'm currently in the process of going through the paperwork to build an SBR, right? I want to do it in 300 blackout, but a lot of people have been shitting on 300 blackout and saying it's stupid. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, so 300 blackout's great, but really 300 blackout is better if you suppress it. So I don't know if you're getting into suppressor.
Well, that's my
or
plan.
not.
Yeah.
Okay, well then it kind of makes sense. The thing is, ammo matters, right? And this goes across the board. It don't matter if you're talking about 5.56, 9 mil, 380. It really doesn't matter. Ammo matters. So, I mean, what you're going to do is you're going to find out what is the and you can do this a couple of ways, but you're going to want to find out what's the best ammunition for your length of barrel. And the nice thing about 300 blackout is you can go with a shorter barrel. So if you're going to suppress, you're not going to have such a long, such a long weapon in the long run of things. Because if you're talking about putting a 6-inch suppressor on a 10-inch barrel, you're at 16 inches again. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it makes sense as long as you take into account that it's going to cost you an ammo a ton, because it's not as common of a round. But
Yeah.
and not all 300 blackout is necessarily going to penetrate armor. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to look at your ammunition, your barrel length, and all that, and figure out, whether you use a chronograph or however you're going to figure that out, what's going to still penetrate. Because ultimately, for me, I want to be prepared for if somebody does come at me with armor, right? I put myself out there, like you guys have. We're on the internet, right? People know that we have guns. I mean, I've showed off more probably than I should have. I also kind of wish a motherfucker would. But that being said,
Waiting for that day.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to hurt nobody. But if you break into my house, you're going to find a world of hurt. I'll just tell you that right there. I don't care if you got a vest on. I don't care if you got a helmet on. Whatever I'm going to send in your way is going to rip through that. Because you're a threat to me. You're a threat to me and my family. I don't have any.
My thoughts behind the.
Because unfortunately, I'm in close proximity to Memphis and other areas. It could come my way. You know what I mean? And they could.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts behind like the armor things, you're right. Not all 300 blackout will be armor. But my main priority for this would be home defense. Subsonic, suppressed, in-house, won't scare the shit out of my kid or my wife.
Especially if you have children, even with a suppressor, it's still going to be something that's audible and something that's going to alarm everybody in the direct vicinity. You know what I mean? Because we all know a suppressor is not a silencer. All it does is suppress the noise. You know what I mean? It's not Hollywood, right? You know what I mean? We're only trying to cut that noise so that it's not damaging our hearing.
Yep, exactly. But my thing with the armor is, if it's a home defense situation, I'm obviously going to be close proximity, close range. At that close of a range, even if it doesn't pierce the armor, it's going to pack one hell of a punch to where they're going to feel it.
That's true.
I feel like that would be enough to kind of get them off their game a little bit to get a couple more rounds going.
I just worry nowadays that it will be a team, right? And we've seen this in videos and things on people's Ring cameras and so on, where a team will actually come and try to kick your door. Now they're not trained professionals typically, but they're still armed. You know what I mean? And that's what you've got to fear, right? I'm possibly trying to defend myself around 6 or 8 guys. You really don't know what's coming your way, especially if you have things that they want. You know what I mean? And especially if the situation goes from bad to worse. Say like what happened in Louisiana a little while ago, where they had the hurricane. You know what I mean? What was that? 2004, 2005, when they had the hurricane in Louisiana and it took out the levees and everything. That turned ugly real quick. You had a lot of gangs trying to take things from people. You had a lot of, and even the National Guard was taking people's weapons, which I hope I never get in that situation. Because I don't want to be put in a situation by my government where I have to decide between protecting my family. I think that's bullshit.
My thing behind it was I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but that video of the UPS people wasn't actually a UPS driver, but it was people dressed as UPS drivers.
Yeah.
I that is my biggest fear. Is I'm at work, away, and someone comes at my home, and my wife opens the door for someone she doesn't know, and I told her, was like, you don't open a door for anyone unless it's our family.
You're 100% right about that. But here's the thing, right? Security in a home only really works against people who aren't criminals, right?
Mhm.
Every home has windows. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a carpenter. If I wanted to get in your house, I don't care what kind of door you have. You know what I mean? I could get in. You know, like there's not going to be a whole lot of that you can do to keep somebody who's an able-bodied individual who knows a little bit about construction. I don't care how much you reinforce that door. I don't care if you have a safe door. You know, I mean, and think about it like this. Some people are in demolitions. You know what I mean? like military style demolitions. I mean, it all depends on what you have and how bad they want it. You know? And another thing another thing I've considered, right? Think about your Leos, right? Now think about if things go from really bad to worse, right? And I don't like to think of it this way, but those guys are trained to clear rooms, right? As well as your military. If those people are desperate, that's something else you're going to have to consider. It might not be just Tyrone from the Hood. You know what I mean? I don't mean to use a name to try to pick a certain individual or anything like that. But what I'm saying is everybody tries to prepare against somebody who's a stupid criminal, right? But what if you had to prepare against the guys who are trained to do this stuff, right? What if I was the bad guy? And I'm not saying I'm a badass, okay? I mean, some people would tell you I am. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to be that. I'm more humble than that, right? But if I was the bad guy, and I've been trained in how to run these guns and how to do these things and what I need to get the thing done, what are you going to do then? Because desperation doesn't strike this guy and not that guy. Desperation strikes everybody, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, you can't compare a family for everything, right? Like, obviously, my wife isn't nearly as trained as I am, or I'm not nearly as trained as other people. But it's just having something to compare. And going back on that video, like you said, if someone wants to get in, they'll get in. But in that video, they were getting ready to leave till the adult son opened the door, and just stuff like that. You know, it's like I trying to prepare him for stuff like that, and I feel like an AR style platform would be better for if she's home, you know. And then if I'm home, just having something with a little bit of length and a little easier to control.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to scare anybody or anything. I'm not trying to shake anybody.
No, yeah.
Think outside the box. The criminal might not always be just somebody who's untrained. It might be somebody kicking your door who really knows what the fuck they're doing, and you might really be in big shit. You know what I mean? And your last line of defense is you. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I just try to, like I said from the beginning, I just try to prepare for every situation. And hopefully it don't get that bad. I mean, but I have to prepare for the worst because I've seen how bad it gets.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize how bad it can get.
How far desperate person goes.
Yeah.
How evil people can actually be.
Yeah. And I don't want to hurt nobody. Like I said before, that's not my aim ever. I don't even really like to hunt. I'll do it, especially if I'm hungry. But I don't even really like to hunt because I don't like to kill things. That's not something I enjoy. I'll do it to preserve myself and my family, but I don't like to hurt things, man. Like if I see a dog on the side of the road, bro, I'll try to rescue it. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person I am. If a bird flies into my window, dog, I put it in a little box, pull it in the shed, try to nurse it back to health, and let it flee. You're free. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person I am, bro. I'm not the kind of person that's out there to do stuff like that, but you have to think like the enemy always in order to predict what the next move is. You know what I mean? It's just the nature of the beast. You have to have that criminal mentality. Even if you don't use it, you have to use it to your advantage.
You can put a clip marker on that on that last segment you just did then, Jason. On this, you could put it like a little clip marker during the video, and it'll show up when we go to edit it, and that's gonna be a good clip right there, man. That's
Well, thank
that's
you,
some
brother.
good work. Yeah.
Did we clip mark when he said that Hillary Clinton looked like a yard jockey? You'll say?
Lot lizard.
I wasn't gonna say it again. Can we clip that?
I don't like Hillary Clinton.
What?
Bill Clinton knocked her up, man. No
I
wonder
don't really like any politicians, but I
Just
really
thinking
don't
about
like
Monica
Hillary
Lewinsky.
Hey, she looked 1,000 times better than Hillary.
And that's why he did it.
Now she got
They're selling her dress on eBay.
Well, since we're talking about politicians, let me pull up what Trump said about Alex Purdy, the guy from Minnesota. This is one of the things that prove to me you literally can't trust any politician, like period. Because Trump came in saying he was pro 2A, he would never do anything to take away the guns, and then this is how he was talking when his ass is on the line. Here, let me
And the pistol bridge ban.
share my screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say he already violated that before he started.
Can you guys see this?
I can.
Yeah.
We'll do whatever's appropriate. You know, we secured the border. Remember,
an assassin.
well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident. Okay, everyone, unless you're a stupid person. Very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines.
See how he
That's a
just
lot
made that sound like some craziness right there?
Oh yeah, yeah, and I've
of
heard
bad
this.
stuff.
Yeah, and I've heard
And
this.
despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate. But remember, we secured the border. Crime is down all over the country.
Yeah. That was
So for me, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I usually carry 2 guns. So piss on that, piss on him. Now, and usually I carry some extra mags too, just in case. And I don't want to hurt nobody. I would protect you and your family the same way I would protect me and mine. You know what I'm saying? If something was going down, I'm the guy you want in your corner. I'll be honest with you. And the fact that I have a gun on me doesn't make me any more of a threat than the cop next to you or whoever, you know, because you never even know I had a gun. You'd never know I had 2 guns.
Yeah, nobody not supposed to know until you gotta use it.
Well, and that's where this guy messed up, right? And where this guy really messed up, and this is purely my opinion. If you have a gun, if you're carrying a gun, you never resist arrest.
yeah.
Number one, you never resist arrest. Take the ride. They're going to take your guns. Let them have them. Take the ride, and then you fight with a lawyer. That's how you do this.
Yep.
I would never recommend anyone ever, whether you're in a vehicle, whether you're standing on your own too, especially if you're armed with any type of weapon, whether it be a knife, a car, a gun, a flamethrower, it doesn't matter. Do not resist arrest. Take
On the side of the road is not the place to argue it.
and get a lawyer. Okay.
Yep.
Number 2, the guy is an agitator. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. Guy's an agitator. He's documented as an agitator. Not that that's a reason for someone to be eliminated by any means. Okay? That's solely based on the fact that he had a gun on him and resisted arrest. That's a terrible idea. Terrible idea. And these are hot takes. I mean, I'm not giving you guys some bullshit. But that man did not deserve to lose his life. I don't think that he reached for his weapon or anything of that nature. But if you're resisting arrest, you're potentially going to cause harm to those officers. Matter of fact, if you're resisting arrest and the cop has a sidearm on his side, you've escalated the situation to a point where you could be eliminated. Don't do that. Don't ever put yourself in that situation. Ever. Trump's wrong. I'm going to say it right now. Trump is wrong. You know, and on this case, I carry a gun everywhere I go. I don't eat shit and sleep without my damn pistol. I always got a gun on me. You just assume that I've got a gun on me if you see me. If you see me in public, I've got a gun on me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be there if I didn't. Because I can't trust all the people around me. I can't do it. I'm sorry. They've proven themselves untrustworthy, a lot of people, you know, especially the ones I don't know. You know, I mean, the people I know, I might be able to vouch for them, but the people I don't know, I can't vouch for those people. I don't know what they have planned for me or you or anyone else.
See, here's my thing, right? And I'm gonna, in defense of the police officer, right? And I'm not disagreeing. I think it's wrong. But in defense of the police officer, again, I might be biased because I have family that's police. And the main thing is, like you said, you shouldn't resist arrest if you have a gun. It doesn't, and it does matter if he's reaching or not. But in the sense of, you obviously know if tensions are high, any slight of movement could cause judgment of what's going to happen next. And it's obviously clear that officers are not trained to the level they should be. Due to resources, budget, different types of aspects. But that officer's main goal is to get home to his family. And if you're resisting and you have a gun and you make any types of movement that is not what he is telling you to do, he's more than likely going to assume you're going for your gun. And so I'm going to back him up on that because I know for me, my main priority every day is to get home to my daughter. That's my main goal. I know my family that is police. That is his main goal. His main goal is to get home to his wife and daughter. And there is nothing that he can do that is going to stop him from reaching that goal.
I don't question that one bit. You know, like I said, I would never recommend anybody resist arrest.
No.
I mean, in any circumstance, take the ride.
But especially with a firearm.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, if you take a concealed carry class, which I've done several times, and you take that class, they're going to tell you, you know, if you get pulled over, depending on what state you're in, a lot of states you have a duty to inform the police officer that you are armed. You know, not all. Some of them you don't have to do that. Like here, we're constitutional carry. I mean, you don't need a concealed carry or anything. You're allowed. If your gun is legally purchased, you can carry it anywhere you want to go. And there's no limitations. I mean, and I don't believe in limitations in the Second Amendment to law-abiding citizens. But the moment you're resisting arrest, at that point you're not a law-abiding citizen.
Yep.
It's unfortunate for that man that lost his life. I mean, I don't want anybody to expire because they make stupid decisions, but it's impossible, you know, to completely weed out all the stupid decisions people are going to make. There's just no way.
Yeah, which technically, and again, I'm not agreeing with what Donald Trump said. Technically, if you are not obeying the law and you are no longer a law-abiding citizen, you, by law in most states, you should not be carrying a firearm. So I don't know the context in which he said it, but he was breaking the law by resisting arrest.
And a week before,
by resisting arrest, therefore he should not have a firearm if he's breaking the law.
A week before that, there's a lot of stuff showing up where he was kicking the ICE vehicles, which that's his prerogative. But I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
He was he got a broken rib because he was tussling with him, so on and so forth. So I mean, honestly, at that point, you've already, you know, pretty much you shouldn't be concealed carry or open carrying or any of that in public. Like you're too hot-headed. We don't want people that are hot-headed running around with pistols, acting like it's the Wild West. You know what I mean? You can't do that. That's not going to be.
You're breaking.
I mean, I can do that. I can do that if that's where we want to take it, but I don't think that's where we want it to be. Not if we have families, not if we have loved ones. You know, that's not going to help anybody.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my thing though. Is if you're breaking the law, just like if you're at a bar and you're drinking, I don't know how it is in all states, but most states, you cannot carry if you've been drinking. So therefore, if I go to a bar and I get drunk and I'm carrying my weapon on me and a police officer pulls me over, I technically should not be carrying my firearm because it is illegal at that time for me to carry my firearm.
You better have a
Just like
lockbox in that vehicle where it's locked up safely and securely.
Yeah, but was if I'm doing criminal activity, I cannot be carrying a firearm. Therefore, technically, should he have been carrying a firearm?
I don't think he should have, in the circumstance that he was in.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because
exactly.
he put himself in that bracket of the person who is doing X. And I mean, honestly, it's coming out now that he's a paid agitator, right? He's receiving money to be an agitator, and a lot of these people are. And I'm not saying all of them are, but that right there in itself is a problem. You know, and it doesn't matter which side you're on. We don't want paid agitators on any side. I mean, really, I don't.
Yep.
I know I don't.
Don Lemon's a paid agitator.
Don Lemon's a lot of things.
He's in jail right now, having the time of his life.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I mean, and they'll try to spin it and make it all about the fact that he's either gay or whatever. I don't care, man. When he came out right now and told me you're gay, I don't care. I'm married. You know what I'm saying? I'm married. I don't care if you're gay. I really don't. We can be friends. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
What if that fern tries to dangle your dangling?
I mean, I mean, who hasn't had a gay friend at some point or something? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? I don't wear my sex on my sleeve.
I know. Josh, Rob, and Dimitri all have gay friends.
Yeah, you. And he's married. He's what's that kind of marriage called?
Lavender.
Yeah, lavender marriage.
But everybody wants extra points for being this.
What if you love pussy?
Or having this, or doing that. You don't get extra points, man. With me, you know, we're either cool or we're not. It's the way it is.
Rob, to answer your question, I like pussy without the pussy.
Straight pussy for all. Pussy for life.
I gotta run and grab a beer real quick, man. Is that all right?
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Can you all hold it down for just a minute?
Yeah. Let's get off the gay stuff because that's all Austin needs, and that's
Oh, he's gonna
Open invitation.
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
I knew it was going to happen.
Dimitri.
Hey, I didn't bring it up.
Who brought up Don Lemon?
Josh.
That was me. Hey, see, try muting Rambo for a sec.
We do it live, everybody.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
Yeah, we're not. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you.
All right, he's muted. Is it still
Testing.
Dimitri, do you have echo cancellation on?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
because it says if you wear headphones, you don't have to have the echo cancellation on.
Oh.
Well, I think it doesn't matter. Like either way. I mean, you know, dude, it's so weird. Like, where the heck is this echo coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have AirPods in. So I have headphones.
Are you sure your microphone is set up correctly?
Me?
Mine?
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I was actually, when I turned off my camera earlier, I was actually in OBS Studio adjusting my microphone.
Why are you in OBS?
Because that's the studio platform I use to adjust my microphone.
Okay.
It seems like Josh is
Right.
on that.
You don't like OBS?
No, it's not that. It's like that's like that's software for like streaming.
Was that not
Like
what
it
we're
doesn't
doing?
affect your. No, we're not using OBS. I was just saying like you don't use that software to adjust your mic level for Riverside.
But I thought you could use it to adjust your microphone for this.
You can probably do it through Windows or Riverside.
Yeah, Riverside has a little thing you slide back and forth.
So back to
Yeah, but it
Don
doesn't have
Lemon.
the advanced settings.
Donnie Lemon.
Yeah, so he was at the church, right? He kept saying, "Oh, I'm with the press. I'm with the press."
Gotta unmute. What's her name?
Oh,
And this goes for the whole media, right? I don't mess with any of them, man. I don't mess with Fox. I don't mess with CNN. I don't mess with none of them. They're all liars, man. And they were exposed to this whole, pandemic thing. You know what I'm saying? They were exposed. That's when I watched the news every morning when I woke up. I watched the weather. I watched all that trash, and I would look at what's going on. And then 2020 happened, and all of them had all the Pfizer and freaking Johnson & Johnson commercials and everything. And I said, I'm checking out. I'm done. This is it. Y'all are bought and paid for. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I kind of knew it before, right? I always kind of knew it, but it was just so blatant. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I was done with it. Done with it entirely. I was like, I'm checking out, and y'all can't get me back because I can check the weather on my phone. I'm done. And then I canceled cable. I canceled cable like the next month. I was like, I'm done with cable too. The hell with y'all. I watch old movies from the 80s and Married with Children and shit. And The Price is Right from the 80s with Bob Barker. Fuck y'all. I'm checking out.
Yeah, one of the things is they never talk bad about the drug companies. So, like, when a drug company gets sued, and they made $10 billion, but they get sued, and then they have to pay out $6 billion. They never talk about it.
And how bad, how hard it is to sue a drug company? Like, you know how much money you need to accrue to even try to stand up against these fools? Man, they are the worst. And I won't take a goddamn thing they make. I mean, unless it's like life or death. But they've tried to give me the VA. They've tried to give me this and try to give me that. I don't want that shit. I'll eat Tums for my stomach. I got messed up, man. I got messed up when I was in Liberia. We ended up with malaria. My whole damn unit. You know what I mean? We got messed up hard. And the thing about malaria is it's not just the malaria itself, it's the stuff that happens afterwards. It's from the treatments and stuff that they use to kill that parasite in your body. You know what I mean? And when that shit happens, man, it messes up your stomach. It messes up a lot of your organs. I mean, I knew guys that got like abdomen separation like immediately when we got back from overseas. You know what I mean? Because they couldn't function anymore normally. You know what I mean? And I mean, I consider myself fortunate, but I still got beat up pretty good, man, in the process.
All those experimental drugs.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They treated us for it before we got there, right? There's supposed to be a preventative method. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what all this shit is, but there's supposed to be a preventative way so you don't get the malaria in the first place, right? Well, what was wrong with the shit they were giving us? Because they were giving us the shit, but it wasn't working because everybody in my damn unit caught it. So explain to me what happened.
Maybe that's what
Yeah.
they was giving.
We were given, when I was in reception, we were given experimental pills to take, like while we were going through reception. So I mean, who knows what they gave us?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Most time they would be giving us shots. We would walk down a line of guys, a bunch of docs or whatever, and they would just be sticking us with needles. They didn't even ask us. They didn't tell us. They didn't care. They bam, bam, you're getting hit in both arms. They give you one in the ass. You know what I mean? You feel like you've been molested or something by the time you get through the line. You know what I mean? And you're like, did he touch me? I don't know. I can't remember anything.
And then you can't sit down for 2 days.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, my wife didn't believe me when I told her about that.
In boot camp, when they gave us that ass shot, the one that hurt so bad, they took us out and made us did mountain climbers for like an hour afterwards. They did, dude, I swear to God. And I don't know if it helped or hurt. I don't know. But, it was wore out one way or the other. I don't even know the difference at that point. Because they were thrashing us left, right, and sideways. You know what I mean? Man, one time, I'm on the rifle range, right? And this is in boot camp. This is like 2000, right? This is way back. I say way back, but I don't know how old you guys are. But I'm 47 now, right? 2000. I joined the Marine Corps in 2000, and I'm on the rifle range, and I end up getting this gnarly flu, man. I mean, I had a high temperature. They were putting me in ice baths at night. I would go to BAS. Because I couldn't miss the rifle range, right? So I'm going to the rifle range during the day, and at night I'd come back, and they'd see me, and they'd see how bad a condition I was in. I was just wore out. They'd send me to BAS. BAS would pack me in ice, and they actually gave me some Gatorade, which was the only sweet shit I had. So it was like a damn drug to me. That Gatorade, you know what I mean, kept me coming back. But the Gatorade, just the sweetness of it, because they don't let. Once you get in Marine Corps boot camp, you don't get no sugar until you pretty much are done. Right. So anyway, I'm going to BAS every night, getting packed in an ice bath and drinking this Gatorade, trying to get my system back going. And then every morning they take me out and they'd thrash me. And they'd have me out in the sand dunes going, I'm on light duty. I'm on light doing, side straddle hops and shit. You know what I mean? Messing me up, man. These drill instructors, man. Because I go in and I'll be like, I can't do that. I'm on light duty. And they just thrash me, man. They thrash me. But I'll never forget that shit.
Yeah, now everybody has like stress cards and anxiety cards.
I'm glad I joined one of them.
Like today I stopped by the MVA to drop my old tags off, and this kid was leaving with his mom, and he just had failed his driver's ed test, which is very common. You know what I mean? I failed the written test the first time I took it.
I did too.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the way he was talking to his mom was like, "Mom, I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious. I don't know if I'll be able, if I'm ever gonna be able to do this. My anxiety is through the roof." And I'm like, "How the fuck are you gonna drive?"
Yeah. What if you're getting pulled over? You're just gonna drag the car into the turnpike?
I don't know how to drive.
You're gonna get to the toll booth. You're not gonna have money. You're gonna freak out. You know what I mean?
My anxiety, Mom. I'm like, first of all, what the fuck is your dad? Why is your mother?
Where do you think his dad is?
He went out to get a gallon of milk.
No, he went to get a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like when I see like the young kids nowadays, it's just like, what is going on, dude? Like the whole feelings thing has taken over the world. It's like everything's about your feelings. You're anxious. Oh my God, you shouldn't do that.
Who's gonna fix the cars, bro?
Mm-hmm.
When we go,
And affirming.
Could you imagine telling your parents, I feel anxious, I can't do this?
My dad would have called me so many words.
Right.
You know how I learned to swim? My mom threw me off the diving board in the deep end. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learned to swim.
Yeah.
And my mom did it to all the kids in the neighborhood. It was like, if you're going to be around my pool, you're going to learn to swim. Throw them in. And you know what? Most people learn how to swim real quick if you throw them in the deep end of the pool.
That's how my dad
that shit.
Yeah, my dad
in the Marine Corps, they tried to drown us while they threw us in, and then they tried to drown us. they be swimming up, grabbing our legs and dragging us under.
Oh, fuck that.
Bro.
Fuck that. My
That's
my
real.
worst fear is drowning, dude. My
No
worst fear
bullshit.
is
Ask a
drowning.
Marine. I know a few.
Yeah, but so like you were saying, Jason, like what's gonna happen when this generation is gone? Like
Man,
RFK made a good point. He said 8 out of 10 kids, so 80% of like military age kids are unfit to join the military. Just to join. They're not even like military ready. Like
hell, I was unfit to join.
Yeah, but it's because they're like chronically fat. They're all freaking obese. They're all on so much like freaking anxiety medicine and shit. But that's crazy because like he said, he's like, this is a national security issue. Like because it only leaves 20% of the men left, right? And then who out
Are
of
they
that
men?
20%,
Are they
how
men? though?
many? Exactly. Like who's
They
gonna join?
can't confirm.
You know what I mean? It's not the 20% is gonna join.
I think it'd be harder to change the way they think than their body type.
I don't know.
It'd be easier to change your pronouns.
I think you need to face your fears. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of what the Marine Corps was to me, was facing my fears, right? Like shit that don't even look scary, like that Tower of Life. I don't know if you ever seen that thing. Like in Full Metal Jacket, when you climb up to the top of that son of a bitch, it's going like this. You know what I mean? Like it don't look like it when you're standing on the ground, but when you're up there, that damn thing is. I mean, it looked like my bobblehead in my truck, and I got 418s. And just shake around, and just shake around like this. That's what that Tower of Life feels like. When you get up there to the top, man, and there's drill instructors climbing up that thing the whole way, yelling at you as you go over the top, right? So if you stop, if you freeze, just like in Full Metal Jacket, they're gonna eat your ass. You know what I mean? They're gonna eat your ass because they gotta get the rest of them guys through so they can get you to chow, and then you gotta go get racked out, and then they're probably gonna wake you up and mess with you at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you know what I mean, make you run around Squaw Bay and dump all your shit in the middle, and then figure out who's who's. You know what I mean? You gotta do all that. It's on schedule. You know what I mean? Mount Sirabachi, if you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the generation nowadays is so filled with self-diagnosed bullshit and anxiety, and it's completely fucked. We're fucked as a generation, and that's why I'm raising my daughter to be as tough as shit as I can make her. You know.
Yeah. We gotta be tough for each other, man.
That's all I can do.
You know what I've always worried about, right? What I've always worried about is states that are neutered, right? You've got California, Washington State. I mean, pretty much the coasts are getting ate up with all these neutered states. Now that's scary to me because that creates a good avenue for invasion. You understand what I'm saying? And this would be hard to pull off, don't get me wrong. But you never know what kind of technology is out there. Now, somebody could mask their arrival or create sleeper cells inside the country and then create an invasion at that same exact time. You've got a huge recipe for disaster. Now, you'd have to work with somebody who had large numbers like Russia or China or something like that. It's not going to be Venezuela that's going to come kicking our door. That wouldn't work. But if you had somebody with the numbers and the military, like Russia or China, or Russia and China, think about that.
Yeah.
You know, if they could pull it off, and they could maybe work in conjunction with whoever, you know, use your imagination. If they could create some type of an invasion, if they could take out the grid, if they could do these things, which I'm sure they want to, right? Who would assume they don't want us to fail? Who would? Anybody? There's a whole lot of countries that want us to fail. When I went to Greece, they had American KKK all over everything. You know, with the USA, so on and so forth. They really think we're not. There's a lot of people in this world who think we're the enemy. If you don't think your enemy wants to see your demise, you're confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
of the things that
China got on was a lot of countries don't like us.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Italy. I've been to Portugal. I've been to Greece. I've been all over the place. I mean, more places than you can name. And honestly, most places don't like us. The only reason why I could exist in those territories is because I had 10 Marines next to me, and nobody wants beef with 10 Marines. If you do, you're confused because you're going to lose a goddamn ear at the least. You know what I mean? I mean, unless you just don't like your ears or something. But you're not going to fight 10 Marines. I don't care if you've got 20 guys and come out unscathed. This is not going to happen.
But one of the things that China got caught doing was they had manufactured these transformers that will go on the power lines, and they had a kill switch built inside of it. So as soon as they would get electricity running through them, they would let off a Wi-Fi signal so they could shut it off at any point.
They're collecting information any way they can, whether it be through apps, whether it be through your appliances, and unfortunately, everything that you get, I mean, almost everything you get has a component in it from China. And the Chinese Communist Party will spy on you if they can. I mean, I don't care if it's something so small as a microchip and it can just tell how much power you're using. They want to know. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way to tell if they're collecting information, really. I mean, maybe our government can tell, but there's no way for me and you as a consumer to tell if our items that we're purchasing has some type of, relaying of messages to the Chinese Communist Party. There's no way. And something as small as a microchip could do it at this state, in time.
Well, now they have Palantir. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Have you heard? Has anybody heard of Palantir?
The security company?
Yeah, but so basically, they can spy on you without you ever having to accept anything. So it's just on everyone's phones now, basically.
Just assume they're spying.
Yeah. Before you would get a text message. Yeah. But before you would get a text message and you would have to click on something or open it up. Now, like you could get a text message and you don't even have, if you get that text message or you get the app or whatever they decide to put it in, it just takes over your phone and they know everything about you.
And here's the thing. We're probably not going to be fighting people in the future. We're going to be fighting drones and robot dogs, man. It's not even going to be individuals if there's some kind of invasion. It's probably going to be something autonomous. You know what I mean? It's going to be something that you can't. That's not living. If there's
That's why I said one of the big things that you need to carry now in a loadout is a shotgun. Because we saw the Ukraine-Russia war, drones just took over, and it's very easy for them to do to us. And so being proficient, and that's why I'm actually going to get back into skeet shooting and shooting some clay pigeons, because you need to be proficient. It's very fun. I used to love doing it, but you need to be proficient with being able to lead your shot and take these drones out if something happens. And I think shotguns are a big important factor into future loadouts for grab and go bug out situations.
How many people here move and shoot, right? We can all stand static and shoot, right? I mean, at this point, anybody that's pretty much been training with a firearm can probably stand static and shoot. Have you ever tried to move and shoot?
Yep.
There's not a lot of places here where we can.
Especially
there's not a lot of places here where we can do it.
Especially if you can simulate being winded, like pushing yourself before you even try to make the run. Test yourself that way, because it really changes things a lot. Because once you're winded, you're breathing heavy. It's being harder to control your breath. There's a lot more to it, And I think a lot of people sleep on that. I'm kind of careful how much I move and shoot in videos and stuff, because I really don't want people to be able to analyze me to know. Like I like to shoot YouTube videos and everything, but I'm careful how much I put out there, because I don't want people to know what my next move is, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because just like boxing or anything else, you can analyze that and you can figure out what somebody's like trigger, like you can almost analyze it down to the point where you can see what they're going to be with the next move. You know, by watching their eyes, their movements, things like that. So I'm careful how much of that
all
I
have
put
it.
out there, but I like to shoot and move, and it's something I really strive for.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
we all
smart,
have habits.
too.
That's why, like, when football, you know, people watch tapes of quarterbacks and, you know, other players and stuff like that, and watch what they do, and analyze and study how their movements dictate their next move. And if you give enough information out to where people are seeing you do that, then they're going to be able to determine, oh, if he's doing this with his hand, he's probably going to go to the right. You know, and be able to study it, because we all are kind of programmed in our own way to do things that is different from
patterns.
And here's another thing, right? Try to work out where you have a private range. And the reason why I'm telling you this, I just came from Washington State. Almost every range, almost every gun store that I used to go to is closed now. And if you live, and I'm not trying to pick on people, if you live in a Democrat state, that is the agenda. Okay? Look at Virginia right now, what's happening. They're about to get a shock. I argued with a buddy 2 months ago. I was like, bro, things are about to take a turn for the worst. You need to get the hell out of that damn state. Oh, no, nothing's changing. There's too much money in firearms in this state. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, man, I hope you're right, you know. But I've already seen it. And in the last 5 years in Washington State, you can't buy a Ruger 10.2. Listen to what I'm telling you. You can't buy anything with a threaded barrel unless it's bolt action. Bolt action is an exclusion. Outside of that, you're buying a 10.2. You're not buying anything over a 10-round mag. If it doesn't come with a 10-round mag, you can't get it. You can't get parts. You can't get. I'm telling you right now, they have gutted the 2A in that state, and that's why the hell I got out. I wasn't playing that shit. I don't want to live around people that vote like that. I don't want to live around people that think like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I moved here to Tennessee. I saw Smith & Wesson. It's my favorite gun manufacturer. I don't get paid by them. I just love Smith & Wessons. I've trusted them with my life for a long friggin' time, and I got a lot of them. They moved here. And I said, this is one of the places I want to move. And, you know, me and my wife, we talked about it. We talked about a lot of states. You know, we looked at a lot of different places. We looked at Mississippi. We looked at North Carolina. We looked at South Carolina. We wanted to find a good deal. But we got out of Washington State, sold our house for a mint, and moved out here. And now our bills are reduced to where we can basically be retired and deal with our health because we're both disabled veterans. I didn't mean to go on a rant there, but I had to vent for a second. You know what I mean? Because people
what they're
really
doing to
don't
Virginia
know how
is
fast
messed
it
up.
can change. In Maryland, you've seen it to some degree, right? But I think it's going to come down the pike worse if things keep going the way they're going. And I hope you guys have a plan. You know, whether it be having what you need, or and honestly, I could have stayed in Washington, man. I got so many AKs and ARs and everything else, and I already had them. They were grandfathered in. But I just don't want to live around people that think that I shouldn't be armed with these things. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I would never hurt you or yours outside of you being a threat to me. Regardless of how many guns I have, how powerful they are, how fast they shoot, or anything else, I would never put you in harm's way for anything outside of you being a threat to me.
Yeah, to change the stigma, like, make it be like, when you see somebody with a firearm, you know, you want people to be like, trust them, like, oh, I know I can go to that person for protection because, you know what I mean? Like, that's how they want to.
The person I would want in my corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I want to be that person for you, for everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the guy
me and Rob were
for being in your corner.
Me and Rob were actually talking earlier, and I was telling my dad is very big on, you don't talk about guns, you don't tell people you have guns, you know, you don't tell people how many guns you have. Like, he's very big on that, right? And I kind of explained to him, like, no, that's I don't believe in that because you put a stigma behind it. I want people to find out that I have guns and be like, oh, you're a normal person that, you know, I'm friends with, I can talk to, I can count on, you know. and realize, oh, you have a gun. I've never felt threatened around you before. And I want them to know that the only time I plan on hurting you is if you are planning on hurting me. Besides that, I have no intention to do you any harm whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And I will ride for you. I'll die for you. You know, I will sit there and put my body in front of a bullet for you. But if you come to me as a threat, I'm going to handle you to the best of my ability. And
I like to
want people
bully
to
a bully.
realize that.
I like
But
to bully a
I
bully.
want-
You know what I mean? That's always been
I
kind
want
of
people-
fun for me.
Yeah, but I want people to realize that, and no one's going to realize that if you don't talk about guns, if you don't talk about what you have, you make it habit. And that's what I explained to my dad. I'm a normal person.
And there's nothing wrong with being proud of what you
Yeah.
have. You know what I mean? Like we work for these things. Like we strive to have better guns and more, you know, more bullets. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
And
I can
it's a
never have too many
God-given
bullets
right.
or guns.
It's a God-given right to own the firearm too. So be proud of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, the right is the right to defend ourselves.
absolutely.
And that's, you know, we will always have the right to defend ourselves. And guns level the playing field against the ability to defend ourselves, especially against a tyrannical government. Because how are we going to fight with pitchforks when they have, you know, weapons?
And if you don't think the government has the potential to be tyrannical, you're delusional.
To keep and bear arms, man. Like,
I think the government's already
Foundation.
become tyrannical.
I won't disagree with that.
it's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look back to what's going on with, you know, them taking brothels and then dosing people unknowingly with LSD and things like that. I mean, there is some really dirty shit in this government's past if you really dig in deep. You know what I mean? And
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe you should ever dose anybody with a drug unknowingly. You know, unless they're incapacitated and you're doing something to save their life. You know, there's no fucking reason in the world, pardon my language, probably the first time I dropped an F-bomb on here, so that's pretty good.
Do it all the time, man. Don't be scared.
It might be two. I don't know. Who's counting, right?
Right?
Okay.
But point being, like, if you don't think, I mean, if you look at history and not through the lens they tell it, you'll know that they've done tyrannical things without a doubt.
Absolutely. Without a second thought.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's so many things like the Tuskegee Airmen and just terrible, terrible things that this government has done. From shooting a woman in the head because a man sold a barrel off a shotgun that was holding a baby. You know, I mean, what are we doing here? You know, I mean,
That they told him to
you
do.
can ban me all you want. At YouTube, you can piss off because I'll cancel my subscription with y'all. I pay y'all $25 a month, and you can take that and stick it up your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'll be damned. I don't care, and I'm not trying to burn your podcast. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I'm
We
saying
already
is-
done that. Don't worry.
YouTube already doesn't like us.
It'd be a little rough, but I understand what's going on around me. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to tell me that these people are innocent, you might as well piss up a damn rope. You know?
Yeah, nobody ever goes to jail, dude. Like they'll say like, oh, this is this big like corruption, and it's like, okay, who's going to jail? Nobody. Nobody's
bro.
going to jail.
Before you hit me up, I didn't know who you guys were, and that's a damn shame, right? It's a damn shame. You didn't know who I was before you found me.
Yeah.
Why is that? You know what I mean? We're all like-minded. We all think about the same things, and we're not criminals. We're not freaking terrorists. You know what I mean? Some people would label us as that, you know, but they can piss off too. You know what I mean?
Fuck them all.
Bring it. Hey, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I promise. I've been
Yes,
drinking
sir.
these things, so
Yeah, man.
I'll be right back. Y'all hold it down just for one
Yep.
second.
Yes, sir.
I'll be right back.
We got you, brother.
Yo, this feels good, man.
Right? It's been a while, dude. It's
Right.
been a yeah. Yeah, on Monday I'm gonna have all this done. I'm gonna run some power behind here so I can have some backlighting pushing up. And I'm gonna put some lighting up there to push down to try to get the lighting better down here. It's gonna look nice, man.
Yeah, man.
And I still got the OG sign.
You gonna put up some more of the egg carton? What's the name?
No, I bought this these like PVC 3D block things. It looks really cool.
You getting fancy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I'm trying to, man. I'm
Like
trying to
you
make
see in the studios, they have like the egg
Yeah.
carton with the spikes and everything.
Yeah. Mhm.
I got you.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know, it's like 3D. There's like some sticking out further than others.
Yeah,
It's gonna look really cool.
Have you ever seen the widest room in the world?
Yeah, Josh was telling us about that. And
They-
we
they-
watched
yeah.
that one video that the dude lost his mind.
Yeah,
And
they got
he
shit
was
like
telling us.
that, man. And Austin,
Yeah,
you get that text I sent you?
Yeah, man. I tried it. It works. I think this is gonna be my new EDC, man.
Yeah.
I love
It's
this.
mad
thing.
nice. Thank you, man.
What is it?
Yeah.
Hey, can I
It's,
ask you
the
all?
light.
It's a what?
Can I ask you all a question?
Light.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
Do you guys prefer ARs or AKs?
AR.
AR.
Everybody AR?
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up. I mean, I love AKs too. AKs are great for the functionality. It's harder to function as fast, to do mag changes and everything. That's my main diversion. I mean, I've got AKs, I like AKs. I've had probably 6 AKs. But I like them. I like to run them. They're a lot of fun. I got a 22 AK that's a super fun gun to shoot. I really like the Smith & Wesson AR-1522s. Those are one of my favorite training rifles. Because it's cheap to train on. You can get somebody used to the AR platform. They run really well, especially if you put CCI in them. CCI ammunition is really good through them. I mean, there's you can do a number of things to run a 22 through an AR. You can get the bolt from what's that company that makes the bolt that functions in the AR just like it's supposed to. But point being, I don't know. I prefer the AR because I got paid to run that gun, and I got too much training in it to throw away.
Yeah.
What about one more question? What's everybody's largest caliber gun?
I have a 9mm and AR and a shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
so I guess
practical.
yeah.
303 British.
What was it?
303 British.
Okay.
I just have pistol, 9mm, and shotguns right now, but I'm building, like I said, 3 blackout.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're all working on this thing, right?
Yeah.
So my biggest is a 338 Lapua. You ever seen one of those?
That's
What was that?
crazy
Oh,
one.
338
Here, I'll bring it up.
That's a sniper. Round.
Yeah, something like that. It's got a bullet. It looks like a marker, like a magic marker. It's good for a mile.
That's a crazy round, actually, man.
You wouldn't want to get
Jason,
hit
what-
with it. I'll tell you that.
That's the
Jason, what was the name of it
rifle
again?
goes around that, right?
338 Lapua. Mine's a Ruger Precision.
338.
Lapua.
All right.
Yep.
It's the second thing that popped. Yeah. Here, let me share
It's
this.
got a muzzle brake on it like a 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Yeah. Yeah. She slaps.
There you go.
There you go.
You're serious, man.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be on the wrong end of that.
No. That'll puncture anything. I've got a lot of guns. I actually got rid of some when I moved out here to Tennessee because I had some stuff that was like more budget friendly, and I've got things that are going to supersede that. So I got rid of a few. But I got some for fun. I got a pile of 22s. I got more 22s than any other caliber. I really like shooting 22. I really like training people on 22. Not that I'm a trainer. But I like to do my training with the people that I know and the people I care about. You know what I mean? Just to make sure they're at least up to snuff with what I consider, reasonable standards.
Yeah.
So
But
I didn't mean to come back in, putting y'all on the spot, but I just want to throw a few questions at y'all.
What is your dream
out
gun?
of everything you have, what would be your main go-to? If you had to grab one and just run with it, what would be your main go-to?
One, and this is shit hit the fan situation, right? So I'm not considering a pistol because a pistol's always a sidearm to me. Okay. So if shit hits the fan, I'm grabbing my M&P AR-1522. It's got a Faxon barrel. It's pretty much topped out as far as a Smith & Wesson AR, and it's got everything I need on it. It's got a Hollow Sun optic and backup sights, and nice sling that I carried when I was in the Marine Corps. So it's got everything I need on it to do what I need to do, and it's the thing I'm most familiar with. I can break it down in the dark and put it back together. And then my sidearm, I would always, if I had a second choice, I would always pick an M&P 9. I've got 3 of them. I've got a 10 mil and 2 9 mils, and I would pick one of those. And honestly, I would never put down my, you can say pick one gun, but I'm always going to keep PCW on me. I mean, I'm just never going to take it off. So it's not something I would leave behind, if that makes sense. And I carry the Shield Plus, and I usually carry the Shield on my left hip. I carry the Shield Plus on my right hip as a backup. I carry my Shield, my original Shield that I've had for forever.
So what got you so big into Smith & Wesson? What was the main reason as to why you became such? And I'm not hating on it. I'm just
no problem.
What got you on the Smith & Wesson so much?
Familiarity, because I've carried the 38 way back. I carried a 357 after that, and then I carried, and it's just familiarity with the brand. I believe it's a quality brand. It's not the best thing. There's tons of guns out there, man. You can spend. I mean, I've got homies that have collections that are worth $10 million. I don't know. I'm not trying to name drop, but I know some people in this industry, right? I know Twisted. I know 2A in LA. I know Black Rambo. I know a lot of people that have $1 million collections, multi-million-dollar collections even. And these people, I mean, they've got guns I would love to have. But is it practical for me? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I like a good working man's gun. And I don't hate on nobody's guns, you know what I mean? I don't care what you have. I don't care if you carry a High Point. I don't care if you carry a Taurus. You're my brother. You know what I mean? If you're going to stand on with me, and we're going to stand for what's right, that's the important thing. But for me, Smith & Wesson is a good name brand. It has a good quality. It's affordable.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Smith & Wesson is a good brand.
And they make almost everything. They make a variety of almost everything across the board. If you like, Canik's a good gun, right? And that's a firearm that's made out of turkey. I got nothing against turkey. I've had turkey shotguns. I've had all kinds of things. I've had Canics. And they're great. And the triggers are great, and so on and so forth. But I don't know if I like one. You know what I'm saying? But I've carried my Smith & Wessons, and I've put my life on enough that I know that I can trust it.
Yeah. And that's why I'm big into Glock. I love Smith & Wesson. I think they make great guns. I'm big into Glock, but that's because again, familiarity. I've shot a ton of rounds through my G19, and that thing has been torture tested. That thing has basically never missed a beat on me at all. Knock on wood. Never missed a beat. I feel like I can fully trust that thing in my life.
I've got one Glock now. It's a Glock 19, and it's more of a range toy because I got the Rambo G-Flex in it. So that's kind of one of them funny triggers, you know? But it's fun, you know. And I'm still trying to learn how to master it because I can't really keep. Like I said, it's a range toy for me. But I like it and it's fun. But I got to learn how to master it and keep it really tight on target. And I haven't done that yet. I might buy like one of those conversion kits for it, so I can get a better purchase on it. You know what I mean? But I like the Glock. Glock's fine. I just like what Smith & Wesson offers for the same price, probably. You know, and now the Gen 6 Glock is offering more. Don't get me wrong, but then you give up some of the
same thing,
right? Because the modularity is not there now, right? So there's probably more modularity for the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 than there is for the Glock Gen 6 right now. I bet you look. You know, so it's
it's all the same thing. Glock has made the same thing for years.
Yeah, but they got the different palm swells now. You know what I'm saying? They're offering a little more. Because they have to. If they don't, they're not gonna. They're not. I mean, they've got that name. They've got the Glock name. You know what I mean? It's in songs. You know what I mean? Twista made a song about it. He named every damn Glock. You know what I mean? Well, not currently, but before. You know, I mean. Glock's got the notoriety, right? But I believe that Smith & Wesson offers you more out the box, and this is just my belief, than the Glock offers typically. You know, more in a trigger, more in a palm swell, more. But you know what the nice thing about Glock is, and this is the one nice thing about Glock, not the one. And like I said, I got a Glock. I got several things that run Glock mags. I've had several Glock clones. The Glocks, you're going to be able to find the mags no matter what happens. And that's your real benefit in the Glock, is that the mags are compatible with so many other things, and there's so many mags made for it out there that are already out there in the wild. Right? And especially if a band comes your way, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's very popular. So finding parts, finding said mags. It's very easy to keep it.
Are the Gen 6 mags compatible with the Gen 5s though?
See, the thing is like the 19X, right? The 19X mags, you could only take, I think 19X. It was something like the 19X mags. You could only take 19X mags. But there's a way to bypass it. You just take out the tab. Okay. And then it's compatible with all the other ones. I think they were the only ones to where it's like it doesn't run compatibly because there's a little tab in it. But I haven't looked into the Gen 6s. I imagine they did.
Because I was thinking about grabbing a Gen 6 if the triggers were compatible, but I know they're not. So that kind of sucks. But you know, and I know why they're doing that, because you know they're trying to modify outside the switches and so on and so forth, which is, you know, that's totally not legal. Right.
Right.
But, you know, I wouldn't condone that, but you know, for me, like I said, it's hard to say around Smith & Wesson because I've carried them for so long. So for me, that's my brand choice. But everybody's going to be loyal to somebody, and I think Glock is a wise choice. I wouldn't knock you for that choice at all.
You don't recommend a switch with an extendo?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, extendos are fine as long as they're
you
not
gotta have the switch
reliable.
With the extendo.
As long as they're reliable.
Yeah, if you're
gotta
gonna have the
sideways.
switch, you definitely want the extendo. That's true.
You can't have one or the other.
Because you're gonna run out of ammo fast, right?
Yeah, and if you just have the extendo, then your finger's gonna get tired, you know, without the switch.
The clear mags work better in them.
But you know, when you've got a lot of guns, like you're gonna have some that are just mainly range toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said. And I'm not trying to bash nobody that doesn't have a lot of guns, but I got a lot of guns. I mean, I've got probably somewhere between 30 and 35 guns on deck all the time, right? I mean, I'm not trying to show out. I'm just saying that's a fact, right? I mean, if you can go back and look back at some of my videos and some of my posts, you could tell. You know what I mean? I got guns, you know. But here's the thing: like once you've got that many piled up, like you don't worry. Even if you have like a wait time, you know what I mean? Like in Washington State, I had like a 10-day wait time. Now I think it's 14 days, whatever that is. Once you've got 50 guns in the safe, that shit don't matter. You know what I mean? Like that shit is small potatoes.
Yeah.
I've got these other guns that I would grab first anyway. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once you get to a certain point and you get in this firearms game, and I bought all my guns. I haven't been given anything. You know, like I don't make no money off YouTube. I do this stuff for fun. You know what I mean? I do this stuff to talk with good, like-minded people like y'all. You know what I mean? I do this stuff to interact with y'all, make good friends. I think we're going to be friends from here on out. I mean, that maybe that's just me being overzealous, but I honestly think that we'll probably be friends till the day we die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I think I made some good friends tonight. You know, and I hope I did in the
Come
chat as
to
well.
me, man. You got a place to stay with me. That's for sure, man.
Well, I'm coming back to Maryland soon just to visit because I haven't been there in a long time, and I still got family there, so we might have to catch up and do a range day or something. You know?
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, no, Maryland has a 7-day waiting period for pistols and lowers. It's a 7-day waiting period.
And that's how it'll start, right? That's how it'll start, but it's never enough. Even in Washington State now they're demanding that you have insurance to protect, like basically like a concealed carry type insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're demanding that you have that now if you have any gun or whatever, and all these different things. And it's like the more stipulations they put on it, the less people are going to be engaged, the less people are going to be involved in the 2A. So then they win, right?
Yeah.
And that's the end game. That's the end game is just to discourage you and me from picking up a new gun.
Because that's the only way they could do it, because they need to play the long game, because they know they can't just come into America and say, hey, we are going to get rid of guns. You have to turn them all in. You are no longer allowed to purchase them. You're no longer allowed to get them. You're no longer allowed to have them. They know they can't do that here.
Unless they want to be bullet sponges.
Yes. And so they have to play the long game and start discouraging people from doing it and making it fur for people to get it. And
I'm not throwing rocks. I'm not throwing rocks.
But for me, like you said, you had like around 30 guns and everything, and I think that's awesome. And for me, I'm just not that type of person. I would rather put the same amount of money into like 5 guns that I get very proficient in, and I set up perfectly to how I want and just max out on ammo. I would rather have that. I'm not the type of person where I would like to buy like 100, 200, 300 guns, whatever. I would rather have ones that I'm proficient in.
That makes sense. But like I said, I mean, probably 10 of those guns are 22s that replicate what I have otherwise.
Yeah.
Right. So I have an AK. I have an AR. I have 3 AR-22s.
Yeah.
I have pistols in 22. I have just every variation of anything that I would intend to use to defend myself. I have in 22s, and the reason why is because I can run and gun with that, and it's safer, right? Because I'm not throwing bullets all over left, right, and sideways. I've got 5 acres here, so I've got to stay kind of constrained. So I don't want to be slinging 7.62s up and down the block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not safe. But I can train hard with those 22s, and those bullets don't extend beyond my range, right? And pistol-wise, rifle-wise, no matter what, bolt action, I've got a Ruger Precision in 22 to mimic my 338 Pua, so I can train on the 22. Not spend. Those bullets are $6.10 a round at the cheapest.
Jeez.
You can't afford to shoot too many of those. Now, granted, it's a different kind of, but it's the same function that you're training with, right? So I would advise, even if you only want to have 3 or 5 guns, at least get a couple 22s that are in likeness to what you have currently to train with. And not that you can exclusively train with that, right? Because you're going to have to train for recoil impulse and things of that nature. But just to, and especially if you have children, holy crap, man, that AR-1522, if you have an AR and you want to get your kids schooled up on how to function an AR and how to run that gun properly, and the 22 is going to malfunction every now and again because it's 22 and 22 is less reliable, right?
Yeah.
You're really going to get your training in with that 22 safely and cost efficiently. And another thing you can use, there's VR programs now, virtual reality, especially for people that are gun shy and gun sensitive, like recoil sensitive. You can train them on virtual reality now to some degree, not entirely, right?
Yeah.
You can train them on virtual reality completely safe, right? Especially with children and women who aren't familiar with guns, and get them up to par, and then move them over to that 22, and then step them up to the real deal, Holyfield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm aging myself right there, aren't I? Fucking Holyfield.
Honestly,
So-
man, with kids,
This new training system, it was it uses like CO2 canisters.
Yeah, and I've got the Mantis training systems. I've got Laser Academy. I've got all. Bro, I do more dry fire training and 22 training than anything else in my arsenal. Now, I drag out the other shit. Don't get me wrong. I shoot plenty of 9. I shoot plenty of 5.56 and 2.23. But more than anything, I'm training on virtual reality. And some of it's really fun, man. Some of it's shooting zombies and shit, you know. And I'll go in there with a team of like 4 guys and we'll clear a room full of zombies, you know. It's really fun. So kids can really get into this stuff. Kids, women, everybody. You'll like it too. I guarantee it. And some of it,
and learning squad and team tactics.
Ace VR. They've even got like guns that actually function like real guns and everything that have all the functionality of a real gun. They've got staccatos and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. Check that shit out. But you got to have the right implements to work with that. But I'm telling you, man, the stuff that's out there now, and think about it. You're saving on ammo. Ammo is expensive, bro. Your number one cost, guns aside, all those guns I have, I spend more money on ammo than anything. And even shooting 22, you know what I mean? Because I can run through 1,000 rounds of 22 in a day if I, get out there and really get into it.
yeah.
And how affordable is that if you're running 9 and 5.56? You know, it gets very expensive.
Oh yeah, no,
It
definitely gets expensive.
Yeah, Borelli had a good deal. I just got 1,000 rounds of the Blazer 124 grain, and 100 rounds of the Plus Ps, the carry ammo, the federal carry ammo that I use, and that was $365.
Yeah. I've got a good homie. I'm going to give a shout out to him if that's all right. If you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
But his name is Patrick, right? And he's got a company called The Gun Food. And this guy, man, his prices, they're hard to beat. I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, he's just a good guy. I know him very well. I mean, I go to an event every year. It's called a regular meetup. I'm actually nominated for an award there. I'm a newcomer basically to the 2A because I created this White Rambo channel. I've been Jason Ewing for a long time, but now since Black Rambo, that last event that I went to, he called me White Rambo. I kind of had to embody that. So now at this point, I'm messing with that, and hopefully I win that award. That'd be a big accomplishment for me. But I've met some of the best people through that community. Patrick, the Gun Food, people like that. Big Dre 357. He's a gun builder here in Tennessee. Just excellent people. Twin Gen 22. Awesome people. I mean, some of the best people you could ever meet. I mean, these people have been checking on me daily, as well as you, brother. And I appreciate that. Checking on me when the weather was so bad, and we didn't have any power and everything, just saying, how are you doing? Are you making it okay? Is there anything we can do to help you? I mean, I've met some of the best people in this community that you could ever meet. And it really, I mean, especially with 2020, the way things were going, I mean, it meant the world to me to meet some good people that I could meet with. I'm an extrovert.
Amen.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up the same sentiment Kyle had, one of our sponsors from Cox Firearms, about how 9mm was like his go-to, just because it's so common. Everybody has it. If you're in a apocalypse situation, everybody's gonna have either a part for your weapon or some rounds for your firearm or a magazine. So
magazines is a big deal because, and you got to think about, especially in these current times, the polymer mags are going to break down, right? They're not going to break down tomorrow. They're not going to break down next week. 10 years from now, they're going to start crumbling. You know what I mean? Those bags, they naturally decompose. And at some point, and it might be 20 years. I could be totally wrong about 10 years. I probably am. But at some point in our lifetime, those bags are going to start to decompose and they're going to start to break, especially if you're using them hard. You know what I mean? Or especially if it's really cold outside or really hot outside, right? Those conditions are going to make those mags break down even faster. And that's something that we all need to think about, and you need to have extras of, especially if you're using them. They're going to get beat up. You should probably keep some. A lot of people say it doesn't matter if you keep them unloaded or loaded or whatever. I always keep some loaded, don't get me wrong. But I don't keep all my mags loaded because I want to preserve that spring in there. Because no matter what, I don't care who says it, at some point that spring's going to take a beating for being compressed. You know what I mean? So I always try to get them out and keep them, keep them going. And I've seen mags do it. I mean, not modern mags so much, but some of the older mags, I've seen them compress, and those springs, the last 2 rounds don't want to come out of the mag. And here's another thing. I don't load my mags completely. I take about 2 rounds out of every mag. I run my 30-round mags at 28. And I don't know if this is something that everybody should do, but this is what I do. And that's the way I did it in the Marine Corps as well.
Yeah. I want to talk about how you said about getting kids and everything into firearms. That's honestly, like, I am dreading that day where I'm getting my kid into firearms. My kid's already into barrel racing. My wallet is going to be tight when my kid starts getting into firearms.
Get him in the VR first, man. It'll be cheaper, I promise you. And you can get some of these VRs, like if you buy a Quest 2, you can get one for like probably $100 nowadays, I bet.
Yeah,
and
no,
my
wallet's going to be
zombie game and getting used to the functionality, and it's so similar. You know what I mean? The functionality and everything, like you draw back with your wallet and everything.
Yeah.
There's a game called Contractors.
Yeah.
You can buy that at the Oculus store, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's so many. Alvo's a good one. There's a game called Gun Club VR. There's so many good games. And like PlayStation has a VR system. Quest has a VR. There's so many different opportunities now, and you can get them pretty cheap. Like even the PS1, which goes on the PS4, I've seen those for like $60-$70 for the VR system, and just getting them used to that. Like, hold on 1 second. I'm going to show you the controller for that.
Yeah.
This is my PSVR 1, right?
Oh, nice.
And this is the controller, bro. And it's like a gun, right? It's got joysticks on it if you look at it. But you can get this stuff really cheap now because it's old tech. But I still love it, right? And then you've got like the newer stuff, which is like this one. This was PSVR 2. This runs off the PS5. But you got this controller, and you use these the same kind of way. But you hold it like a gun. Everything works the same. It's got finger tracking. It's crazy, man. Like the technology we have now, and especially for people that are gun shy or like you're teaching them for the first time, like it makes such a difference that you can train them here and not have the danger, right? Because you don't want your kid to get hurt. You don't want your kid to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? And with this, it's just a game. And you can learn the fundamentals.
A lot of the competition shooters were talking about how it was good for like learning like their tables that they got to run through, and just practicing shooting moves and stuff like that.
Right, you could practice cover and concealment. You can explain to them the difference in that without having the danger. I mean, how many people don't know the difference between cover and concealment?
A lot.
Probably a lot.
Bro, I walk in a chat all the time and I'm like, what is the difference? And I get all these crazy answers and I'm like, are you freaking serious? Like, concealment is when you can't see the person. Cover is when you can't. I'm messing it all up. I've been drinking.
Cover is.
But anyway, concealment is when you can't see the person, and cover is when you have a boundary between you and the danger, right?
if you get shot at, whoever's the only one going to protect you. But if you need to hide, concealment's going to be the best way.
Right. And I mean, it can be as small as like smoke. You can pop smoke and hide your, what I mean? That can be concealment, or you know what I mean?
Ghillie suits, stuff like that.
But yeah, I mean, people really just don't think deeper into it, Just because you're safe from what they can see doesn't mean you're safe from the bullets that they're throwing at you. You know what I'm saying?
Let me introduce you to Stopping Power.
Right.
Which is apparently a myth now, but it's kind of not.
Like a 9mm is zipped through a whole house. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I had a buddy telling me about how if somebody came to our house, right, and they had night vision goggles on, I wouldn't stand a chance. And I said, if I know you're coming at me, and you're coming with things like night vision, I'll set my own damn house on fire. How good's your night vision going to work then? I've always got a way, you know what I mean? Like this last snowstorm, I'm buying a flamethrower. Nobody can stop me. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking around everything around me.
It might be better than shoveling.
That's another thing that's illegal in Maryland is you can't buy flamethrowers.
Damn it.
Yeah, but you can buy flamethrowers from Cox Firearms.
Yes, you can.
You can buy a house in Tennessee for like a third of the price, probably.
You could buy like the propane torches that go out really far.
Yeah, I have one of those. I want the real deal. I want to throw that flame like 20 feet at least.
Yeah.
Toast some marshmallows or something.
Yeah, I saw people on the
Like
internet.
Vietnam, I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Snow off their driveways and their
Well, that's what I
sidewalks.
keep thinking. Like I was watching this for the first time. While this whole snow was coming down, right? I started watching The Walking Dead, right? And it eventually pissed me off. I stopped watching. But the point is, I'm looking at these people and I'm like, make a zombie trap like day one, day two. Like the zombies are all out there outside the fence, and they're just like, that's cool. No, F that. I'm making a big meat grinder flamethrower day one that the zombies are going to march into willingly. You know what I mean? Like zombies ain't going to stand a chance against me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I'm going to put them in the hurt house. You know what I mean? Them zombies are messed up. I'm going to have pigs walking right through that line. You know what I mean? And then there's going to be flamethrowers and blades swinging. It's gonna be something else. Like why did they make a zombie trap, bro? What are they doing? Like what kind of survival are we doing? Them zombies ain't gonna stand a chance. Not against me.
Austin, why don't you tell us about tell everybody about our sponsors?
All right, guys, listen up. All right. Don't be gay. All right. Gay people carry their guns tucked into their pants with no holster. All right, that's some stupid ass shit. All right. If you want to be cool, you want to be rock hard, you want to be solid. All right, you got to get yourself a rock solid holster. You got to get your holster that could handle the terrain you're going to be putting it through, okay? The only place you can get a holster like that is Goliath Defense, okay? But what do you need to put in that holster? You need a gun. You fucking loser, okay? And I don't just buy my guns from anywhere, okay? I buy my guns from Cox Firearms, all right? That's the only place to get your guns. You want anything. You want a Smith & Wesson. You want a Glock. You want a Smith & Wesson. Whatever you want. It's on Cox Firearms, okay? And I'm going to tell you a little secret here, okay? If you use code 2AB Brotherhood, 2AB, it gets you 10% off. Okay? Now that's some shit right there, okay? You can't beat that. I'm hooking you up here. You should be thanking me And you can do that by going to Cock Firearms, live defense, picking up a holster, and picking up a gun. And don't be a fucking lame.
Beautiful.
Sponsored in part by. Yeah, seriously, guys, you can get all the way up to a Barrett 50 cal and more on Cox Firearms. Check them out.
10% off.
Possibilities are endless.
Thank you,
Guess that's
Austin.
a
That
good
was a
way to
beautiful.
end this thing.
Yeah, that was a beautiful little commercial you
You're
did there.
welcome.
You can
You're
even
welcome.
buy
Tears
the
in my
Dimitri if
eye.
you pay enough.
Don't be fucking lame, dude.
Don't do it.
Go to Cock Firearms for live defense. All right.
Get you a Dimitri.
Get a rock solid holster for your rock solid cock at Cock
Well,
Firearms.
you don't want your
At
cock
Cock
just
Firearms.
hanging out like that. You might trip on
Get a pillow for it too.
Yeah. And then you know what? You got to get yourself a new Smith & Wesson. It's calling your name. All right, new Smith & Wessons are calling your name. All right, go to Cock Firearms. Get yourself hooked up.
If I had a nickel for every time I tripped over my cock, I'll tell you what.
Dude, honestly, no. Like in all seriousness, two of the best people. All right, two of the best people. Those guys are amazing. Love working with them. Every time they're on the podcast, man, we have a great time. Those guys are some rock solid dudes, and we love them to death. They are some of the best people in the community.
It's good to have support too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that code, that 2AB promo code is site wide, and it is for all eternity.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Well, as long as the website's up.
Yeah.
Don't be a
Which we
fool.
hope is
Buy
all
it
eternity.
too.
So Kyle is gonna have a big. I talked to him not that long ago. He has a big reveal coming on. I'm gonna see if he wants to do it on the podcast. Because when he launched Cock Firearms, he launched it. It was last year actually, right before SHOT Show, and he did it on our podcast, and that's when the 2AB became a discount code for him. And then this year he has another announcement. I'm gonna see if he wants to do it on the podcast too. So
It's awesome.
man.
Awesome, man.
yeah. All right, Jason, thank you so much for joining us today, man. It was a blast. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey, I'm Jason Ewing, USMC. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram. I'm Jason Ewing. You can find me those places as well. I've got both those channels. Jason Ewing 1979 if you can't find it just from Jason Ewing. But I really appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully I wasn't too wild for y'all, but I just like to have a good time, and
Man.
I did.
You told me I had to chill out a little bit, so you're good. I had to calm it down a little bit.
I'm a wild one, brother. Y'all are gonna get to know me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be popping
Love
up.
methamphetamine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, anytime you want to get on, dude, just let me know, and we'll make it happen.
Oh, for sure. And
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
gonna be, if you guys have other guests on, I'm gonna be in the chat at least. I definitely want to be around. I like what you guys are doing. I love the 2A. I support everything y'all are doing, and I'm all about having a good time.
Me too.
Yeah, maybe we can do it. I want to do a debate again.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
another one of those 2A debates.
Hey, I'm always around, man. Just hit me
Problem
up. I'm a real guy. I'm not some phony.
Yeah,
There you go, man.
yeah I've tried to
We
get a couple
appreciate
of dudes
you.
I
on
appreciate you.
on the podcast, and it's really hard to get people to get on, especially because like Eric and Todd from Citizens Defense, they've tagged me in a couple of videos and stuff like that, and there's people that's poking at Eric, and he's like, hey, let's do it on one of these two podcasts, either on Clint's and Todd's, which is Trigger Talk, or on
He's a cool
ours.
dude too.
Yeah, but they never like they keep talking shit on the internet, but they won't like get on a
Back it up.
podcast and just debate each other.
Well, let's
You know what I
start,
mean?
let's
Like
do this.
Eric,
Hey,
Eric,
can we start a back chat where we can all communicate,
yeah,
like on
so it's right
Instagram
here.
or somewhere?
Well, these guys don't have. Rob is in the bushes. He doesn't have any social media. I can add you to a text thread with everybody
Yeah,
because I got all their
if you
numbers.
can, if you don't mind. I mean, I don't want to impose or anything, but if y'all are cool with me, I mean, I'm cool with y'all, and I mean, maybe we can continue the conversation outside and then bring it back again. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll start a group chat. Austin doesn't answer, so he's just there in spirit. All right.
It's about
We'll ring his
three-
bell every once in a while. We'll draw him out. I got some ways.
It's about 3 to 5 business weeks before I check my phone.
Right.
Hey, it might be a month later, but we'll get a hold of you.
No, honestly, man, calling me is the best way. They know now. It's like, if you need to get a hold of me, you call me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I got your number, but you know, I made some other good friends tonight too.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
All right, everybody.
love,
Do
brothers.
we have the outro? Do we have the outro on here, Josh?
Thank you for watching.
No, we don't. Thank you for watching. Which one
It-
is this?
There should be an outro.
I don't
Leave a
think
comment
so.
too. Good
Yeah.
or bad. Good or bad.
Ask
Yeah, tell me
questions.
what's wrong.
Post your questions. We'll answer them.
Mhm.
All right, we're just gonna have to end it because it's not working.
It's not working.
All right, everybody.
Is it set to live?
Outro.
Set to live?
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate
if
you
I
guys.
said-
really
All
do.
right.
Appreciate you too,
Welcome to the
man.
Two A Brotherhood Podcast.
That's the intro.
Got it.
Dimitri did that, didn't he? Leave it to fucking Dimitri.
Hey, hey, that was
Try
dope.
it, motherfucker.
Oh
We're-
shit, we still live.
We're shaking the cobwebs off. Shaking the cobwebs off.
I'm trying to find the fucking outro. There is no outro. Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.